Welcome to Basement MTG, with me, a nerd in his basement. In this video I'll be playing my red-green deck, as I call it the Forest Fire deck, against the self-playing To Defeat a God deck. This deck is a little different than the Horde one, if you've seen that one. It starts out with some things on the battlefield. Get this one shuffled up here. And we'll see if we can't burn some lands in this deck. This deck is casually built, as are all my decks. And it kind of revolves around some landfall, some mana acceleration, but also at some point sacking a lot of lands. For, of course, various benefits. And we'll see how it holds up against a god. The god we're facing up against is Xenagos, which is funny because I have a Xenagos in this deck. He will be facing himself at some point. Maybe. Okay. This looks alright. Some lands. Now, as with the Horde deck, I usually play 3 turns before I have this deck start going. I do believe in this one's rules. You just play back and forth. I still like to, just for the sake of testing, I'm not here to beat this deck, I'm just testing my deck, testing the plays against a so-called opponent. So I'm going to take the 3 turns. I'm going to do the Evolving Wild, sack it for a mountain. There's one. Comes in tapped. Turn 2. I have another Evolving Wilds, but I'm going to save it. As I said, sometimes we got stuff with landfall. Sacking lands is good. I have other lands to play, plenty to get things going, so I'm just going to do that. And I'll play out the Dragon Master Outcast. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 6 or more lands, put a 5/5 dragon token on with flying. Just drew a Myriad Landscape. Put that on. Tap 2. It comes in tapped, but you can tap 2 to tap it to search your library for 2 basic lands that share a type. Color. Whatever you want to say. Now this one will go, and it's kind of like the Horde where it does 2 cards at a time. The first one is Ecstatic Piper. It's a 2/2 that attacks right when it enters. And then a 2/4 Death Touch that does not. So this one will be attacking. I don't want to block with my 1/1 just yet here, so I'm just going to take the 2. Another Myriad Landscape, which is good. I like that. So that'll jump me up in lands for the Dragon Master to start getting out some 5/5 dragon tokens. So I'll put that in tapped. And I may as well just tap 2, tap the other one, sack it. I got a lot of forces in my hand, so I'm going to go for 2 mountains. Come in tapped. Now, the God deck, 2 cards. It's a sorcery, does 4 damage to each player. And an enchantment, when a Reveler attacks, this enchantment will deal 1 damage to each player. So I'll take the 4 from the sorcery. Nothing is going to be attacking this turn. The Ecstatic Piper only attacks when it enters. There are sorceries in this deck that say all Revelers attack. All the creatures in here are Revelers except Xenagos the God. The only way to defeat this deck, not like the Horde. The Horde, you attack the deck. It goes into the graveyard. When it's gone, and you win. In this one, you have to get rid of all the Revelers. You attack them direct on. And once they're gone, you're able to attack Xenagos. You cannot leave the field until the Revelers are all destroyed. So at my upkeep, I only have 5. No token this time. But now I can play a forest. So now we have those 6 lands. And just do this now. Sack that for, let's see. We can go mountains again. I have 2 forests in my hand. That should be plenty for everything. At this point, it almost doesn't matter. Come in tapped. This deck is kind of going a little slower this time. I would have liked to had things out with landfall and different other things triggering, but for now, that's fine. I can only imagine that in a game with my friends, we play multiplayer games, I'm sure someone would have something to take care of this, and I would never even see this 5/5 token. But thankfully, we're going against the god. Hopefully, it does have some sorceries that can deal damage to all creatures, so hopefully it leaves this little guy alive, because we need some creatures. 2/2 Ecstatic Piper again that attacks. This is the card that the deck starts out with, the Rollicking Throng. When it enters, you do another card off the top. It's a 1/3, and it's another one. And this is exactly the card I was talking about. Beginning of combat, each Reveler deals 1 damage to each player and each creature they control. What luck I have. Well, there goes the Dragon Master. This Ecstatic Piper entered, so it's attacking. I take 2. And another 1 from the enchantment that's out for when a Reveler attacks. That enchantment deals 1 damage. Well, I would be getting a token, but sadly, I will not be. That's alright. Play a forest. No, hold on, actually. No, I should keep that from the card I just drew. Play the card first. Get some tokens this way. Avenger of Zendikar. When it enters, get a 0/1 for each land you control, a 0/1 plant. When a land enters, put a 1/1 counter on each plant. I will use a goat for my plant. There will be 7. Now I'll play the forest to get a 1/1 counter on all the plants. Let's put that up there. Alright, so now we got some 1/2 plants and a 5/5. Sorcery and an Ecstatic Piper that will attack this turn. Sorcery is each player may sacrifice an artifact or enchantment, and in that sorcery will deal 3 damage to each player who didn't. And I don't even have 1 to sack, so I suppose I'll be taking the 3, down to 8. The 2/2 is attacking though, and I have a 5/5 now, so I will block with that. These creatures, all the Revelers, well not all of them, but some of them, have a hero reward. And this hero reward is when it leaves, gain 2 life. So I'll get that 2 life back. Draw a card here. Well, let's start getting some plant token triggers. Play the Evolving Wild now for all the plants to get a 1/1 counter, and I'll sack it for a forest. Coming in tapped, triggers it again to get all 1/1 counters. I'm going to then play Hero, an instant. I can sack a land, search my library for 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield, and they don't come in tapped, then shuffle. I'll sack a mountain. Search for a forest, a mountain. To come on the battlefield, not tap 2 more 1/1 counters on plants. They are now all 5/6s. And we'll tap this forest, these 2, a forest and a mountain. It's 3, and then another forest and a mountain. So 3 forests, 2 mountains, 4 Garrick Primal Hunter. And I could get a 3/3 Beast token. My hand's getting a little slim. I feel like I haven't gotten some of the stuff in this deck that I usually would like, so I'm going to just kill them off right away, -3. And draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these Revelers are getting out of hand. If it gets a Sorcerer, they all attack. Now, I could take care of them with blockers, but I will be taking 1 damage from this enchantment. It gets out of view. I got it up here. Does 1 damage each time. So I'm going to just go ahead and attack some of these, get some of these out of here. There are 7. So I'm going to just attack all 7 with my plants, since there are 7 of those. They're all 5/6s, so they'll all die. Now, the one has Death Touch, so I will lose 1 plant. But there is a hero reward on these, as I said. The Ecstatic Pipers will be gaining 2 life, and the Serpent Dancer will draw me a card. But I feel like since I'm at 10 life, and I just wiped the Reveler's board over there, so I'm not going to take the hero awards. We'll just let it be. 2 cards off the top. Ecstatic Piper, and that one again, that it deals damage to each player and creature they control per Reveler. Well, now there's only 1. So I'll take 1 damage. Those, nothing's going to happen to them. 2/2 attacks. I'm going to block it. The Avenger's Zendikar. And for that one, why not? I'll gain the 2 life. Well, it should be 1 down. For when it attacks, I take a damage. So really, it's kind of all evened out, and I'm still at 10. Draw a card. Last turn, let's see, I had 7 in hand, so I didn't have to discard. Okay, just double checking that. I'll play a Forest. Get another 1/1 counter on all the plants. They're now 6/7s. Now I can get some other creatures out here. Well, let's see. I don't get too many chances to play this, so I'm just going to play them. For some reason, you know, sometimes you have those decks, you just have those cards in there, you feel like you never draw. Deus of Calamity is one of these. Trample 6/6 when it deals damage to an opponent, or deals 6 or more damage to an opponent. Destroy land that player controls. Now, typically, I'm against land destruction, and my friend group usually is, but certain cards, let's come along with it, when I'm not trying to actively destroy lands all the time in my decks or anything like that. Now, Ember Swallower also does the same thing, but I'm sacking my own too, is the way I justify that. But as you can see in this deck, I'm trying to stack up a lot of lands too, so it's not hurting me as much as it might be hurting someone else. I'm going to then play another Harrow. That's that sack a land and get 2 lands in. Untapped, basic lands. Let's go for the first ones we see. Mountain and a Forest, perfect. That's 2 lands coming in, so that's 2 1/1 counters on plants again. Up to 8. Then, let's see, how many lands are in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what, let's, just because I've never played this card, it's another new Final Fantasy card that I've added to this deck. There's a couple in here. Summon Titan. It's an enchantment creature, Saga Giant. When it enters, you start doing the Saga abilities, but it does also a 7/7 reach trample for 5 mana, which is awesome, though it does sack after 3 turns. Now, when it comes in, I mill 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then at the next upkeep, second one will trigger, third one will trigger, and after the third one triggers, you sack it. Alright. Well, at this point in the game, though, like I said, the way to beat it is to attack Xenagos with enough damage when there's no Revelers, so I can obviously do that right now. I'm going to play out just maybe a couple more turns just for kicks, just to see what will be coming up in this deck. These 2 cards are both sorceries. One is Xenagos, gains trample, and attacks this turn if able. So Xenagos will be attacking. Impulsive Return will be 2 Ecstatic Pipers come back from the graveyard. When they enter, they attack. And then this sorcery will deal damage to each player equal to the number of Revelers, which is 2. So I'll take 2 damage. These 2 and Xenagos will be attacking. When a Reveler attacks from that enchantment, I take a damage. So I'll take 2, 1 for each. But I haven't really looked at the rules for what blocking does to Xenagos. I always just assume he kind of stays in, so I'm just going to block with the 7/7. Block the 2 Ecstatic Pipers. I'm going to gain the 4 back, just so I'm back at 10. I'll just stay at 10 as much as I can this game. And we'll end turn. Oh, the Horde, or the God deck will end turn. Now, return all lands from my graveyard to the battlefield tapped. The second Saga ability. One land did mill in, so I believe there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 counters on here. I now have 6, 15, 16 plants. That's always nice. Just leave those in a stack there. Play 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, hold on here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Play Borbororigmos. I might have said that wrong. I don't know. Enraged. Trample. When he deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all lands revealed that way into my hand. The rest in the graveyard. I can discard a land to have him deal 3 damage to a creature or player. And he's a 7/6 trample. Well, as I said, I can obviously again this turn attack Xenagos in this game. I say we take one more turn just to see what's what. Rollicking Throng, draw another card. So with 3 cards out this turn, a 4/4. It's not going to attack this turn. The Rollicking Throng that brought in the extra card, a 1/3. And a 4/2 that will attack each turn if there's only if there's 5 or more Revelers on the field, and there's only 3 right now. So none of these are technically attacking. We'll move on. Third one triggers until end of turn. Target creature gains +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you control and trample. Well, there are a lot of lands. Draw my cards. Primeval Titan. Enter, search up 2, any land, not basic, any lands. Put them on tapped. Whenever he attacks, you can also search up 2 lands. Any lands, put them on tapped. I don't know if that was up there to see very well. But I think at this point, we'll just, since we've already beaten it numerous times, we're given something big ups with this and trample. I got all these big plants, and these big creatures. I think we'll call it good. That there is the Forest Fire deck. If you liked that, you can check out the other video where it's against the Horde, or the other one where I go through all the cards in the deck so you can see what is all in here. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.